Hi guys, welcome to Barnes & Noble Storytime. My name is Devin Elle Kurtz and I am the author and the illustrator of The Bakery Dragon and the Fairy Cake. It is a story about a little dragon named Ember who's trying to bake his very first cake, and I am going to read it for you today. Like all dragons, Ember loved gold. Warm, toasty, tasty gold. There was just one problem. It didn't last long in a cave full of dragons. The dragons are all looking at the bread like, I can't wait to eat you. And Ember says, don't eat too fast or you'll get a bellyache. But Ember didn't just love eating bread. He loved baking it. We can see he's flying down from the dragon mountain over to the human village, into the bakery with Beatrice, where he kneaded each loaf with gusto and flair. Beatrice the baker called Ember a natural. His trusty panel of food critics gave great feedback. Perfect as always. And if he forgot to set the timer, they served as an excellent garbage disposal. So even though the bread is all burnt, they say, a really unique flavor. I love the undertones of charcoal. Before long, Beatrice trusted him to watch the bakery while she delivered faraway orders. A letter arrived for you today. And the letter says, Hello, Dragon Baker. I will arrive this afternoon with a very, very, very important request. Do not let me down. Signed, Princess Turnip. The letter was strange, but Ember reckoned he could handle it. He was a natural after all. We can see Beatrice is waving goodbye to him. He's going to be all alone in the bakery today. When the sun sank low and the day's chatter faded, the doorbell chimed. And who is that? It's a little fairy who looks like a turnip, and she's bowing to Ember and she says, Greetings, Dragon of the Bakery. It is I, Princess Turnip of the Vegetable Fairies. You must be honored to meet me. The princess explained that the Fairy Queen's birthday was only 2 days away. My queen has one humble request. A birthday cake. There was a slight problem. Ember had never heard of birthday cake bread before. It should be round and yellow with flowers on top. Ember wrote down round and yellow and flower on top. Her description was not very helpful. Most of the bread he baked was round and yellow with flour on top. Still, he reckoned he could handle it. He formed a loaf that was round. He baked it and it was yellow, and he sprinkled some flour on top. And the princess said, This is not the birthday cake I ordered. The pastry I seek is sweet and smooth and flat on the surface. So Ember took the loaf and he returned to the back of the bakery. If only she'd said so from the beginning. Ember baked a flatbread drizzled with honey. We couldn't help but notice this bread getting cold. You can have it, Ember said. But the princess said, Why, this isn't a birthday cake at all. The dessert I seek is tall, with layers and candles. Ember looked at his list. Oh gosh, what did the princess want? Ember tried his very best. He put some candles into the dough. He baked and baked all kinds of types of bread, and he tried all these different combinations. He's got candles, he's got stacks, they're drizzled in honey and chocolate and jam. He tried to make them tall, he tried to make them round, he tried to give them layers, but unfortunately, this is still not cake. None of them are. Maybe he wasn't a natural baker after all. All Ember wanted to do was sulk in defeat. Any takers? I'll pass, actually. But Princess Turnip didn't leave him any time to mope. She grabbed him, and they ran out of the bakery and all the way to the library, where she said, What you lack is not the ability, but the recipe. And she got out a book with a recipe for birthday cake, and they carried it back to the bakery. And they got out the ingredients, they got the bowl, the sifter. She said, The sugar, the sifter, the whisk. Halt, no yeast. Somewhere between swirling the batter and smearing the frosting, Ember's spirit rose like dough in the oven. Before he knew it, their cake was complete. It didn't look exactly like the picture, but the princess didn't mind. She even offered Ember a royal invitation. Dearest Dragon, the Queen invites you to join her birthday festivities. Dress code, your finest birthday suit. And then Ember flew with Princess Turnip down to the fairy kingdom. and they all waved as Ember and Turnip arrived. He opened up the cake and presented it to the queen, and everyone was so happy. It was exactly the cake she wanted. And when Ember returned to the bakery, he didn't feel defeated any longer. In fact, he'd never felt so fired up before. He made so many cakes, and as he made each one, he got a little better each time. Look, the first cakes down at the bottom, they're a little lumpy, a little messy, but right up above him at the top, they're looking pretty perfect, just like the picture in the book. Practice really made perfect for him. Even a natural baker needs a recipe to learn something new. And look, they found so many recipes together. They had fun baking them together, and then they brought them out to the fairies for them to taste test and leave their feedback. One of the cake needs salt, another one is really moist. The third, they think they want to add berries. Oh, there's so many cakes with so much feedback. And what better way to learn than with a new friend? And look, Beatrice's bakery window has cakes too. They are now serving cakes at Bee's Bakery. Thanks so much for reading with me, you guys.